yes. Hello! Welcome to PoGokeRo Pirate Broadcast! Hi! Hello, good evening. What's up? Hey, chillin'. This is PoGokeRo. I'm gonna turn this down a bit so I can concentrate on the excellent game I have before me, which is Minecraft. Now, here I am, in my old world, on Bedrock. This is my Bedrock world. This train station here, I haven't made, this is like an old station. This is like an old deal here. But we are atop Mount Trayvon. What brings me here today? Today, I heard that a murderer by the name of George Zimmerman is like possessed by a demon, and he's like hungry for money. So first, this George Zimmerman, what he did is he followed around this kid, this like 17-year-old kid. He like harassed him, he stalked him. He kept stalking him, and this kid told him to go away and was trying to get away from him, and he wouldn't do it. It got to the point where this guy attacked the kid and shot him in the head, shot him and killed him, murdered him. And because the state of Florida is run by Confederates, they have a stupid law called Stand Your Ground, which is a law that in effect gives white people the ability to murder black people and get away with it. In effect, this is the law in Florida, because it's run by, these old Confederate states are still run by the Confederacy. You guys got to understand. The Confederacy didn't go away when they lost the war because Lincoln got assassinated. And when Lincoln was assassinated, the person who replaced him was a man by the name of Andrew Johnson. And Andrew Johnson was basically a Southerner. So he preserved, and that was the law, right? If the president's gone, then the vice president takes the place. And Lincoln chose Johnson to be his vice president because, to shore up the conservative side, I guess. I mean, the North weren't the good guys by any means. Like, they didn't, but that's beside the point. The South was definitely the bad guys. And so, when Lincoln got assassinated, Andrew Johnson took the presidency, but he was a Southerner, and he protected the Confederacy. The Congress tried to pass all these laws, and Johnson vetoed them all the time, all day and night. Wouldn't do them, wouldn't affect them, anything, nothing. He preserved the Southern. He kept the Confederacy alive, and it lives to this day. It metastasized, right? It was a cancer. The Confederacy became a cancer inside our union, and now it's metastasized, and it's allied with Russia. But that's another prong of this, right? We're gonna keep it domestic for right now, because this Confederacy, the way it manifests in the modern times, it's codified in law. So you have things like felon disenfranchisement. What that means is that if you're a felon in a lot of states, you lose the right to vote and some states forever. Like, you can never vote in that state again if you're a felon. That's pretty harsh in a democracy to say that you cannot participate in the most fundamental aspect of our democracy and our society. That's pretty harsh. That's super harsh. And then when you think about it, the criminal justice system is not evenly distributed. It does not come down evenly on society. White people get away with a lot more stuff than black people, than minorities. This is a fact. This is a fact. It's like, look at the records. Like I think there was an app that just came out that showed how much disparity there was in police activity on minorities. Like, it's ridiculous. That's an example of the Confederacy existing today. The disproportionate application of law enforcement against minorities. And then you see also this reflected also not only in the application of law enforcement, but in punishment. Black people are punished much more severely under the criminal justice system than white people are. For the same crime, black people will do more time and have a more severe punishment. And you have to understand, in some states, black incarceration, the incarceration of black people, is like an industry. They make money off of it because, yeah, check the Constitution. It's illegal to have slavery except in cases of punishment. So yeah, it's still legal to have people to be slaves in the United States, even to this day. I'm drinking chamomile tea. It's freaking cold. So, the Confederacy is alive to this day, and it manifests itself throughout society. Look at the way that North Carolina was gerrymandered. Look at the way that I mean, it's getting fixed, but still, look at the way. Look what happened to well, here, Florida. Let's go back to Florida. Florida under Confederate rule. You know, the Confederates ruled Florida. So the people passed a law to re-enfranchise all the ex-felons. That, like, you guys, you know, because felon disenfranchisement falls upon minorities the hardest. So if you cut those people out and your interests are white supremacy, it's in your interest to cut out, to stop minorities from voting. So it's in the interest of the white supremacists that rule Florida to keep minorities from voting. But it's in the interest of democracy to have as many people voting as possible, to have your vote be the most representative of the people as possible, the closest, like, snapshot of the people, the will of the people as you can get. So these are diametrically opposed. White supremacists don't care about democracy; they want the power for the white supremacists. And if you're like pro-democracy, if you're pro-USA, what we're about, then yeah, you want people voting. You want everyone to vote. Everyone, yeah, for sure, dude. If you're part of this country, you should vote. So yeah, pro-democracy people want ex-felons to re-enter society and have their rights again and be able to vote again. Yes, everyone gets to vote. And Florida passed a law by a big margin to re-enfranchise ex-felons. And it was like great because Florida has a huge ex-felon minority population. Because there's a lot of minority ex-felons because the justice system and poverty is concentrated on minorities. So this is like great for democracy to have them rejoin. But the white supremacists in Florida wouldn't have it. So the legislature passed a law saying, well, no, you guys can't vote unless you repay the state of Florida for whatever bullshit we want to throw at you. And so, yeah, dude, why don't you try it? Try getting out of prison after X number of years and try to re-enter society with no money, no job, like no friends. Like, where'd they all go? Where'd your family go? Do you even have family around there? Like, where are you even dropped off anymore? Like, you don't know anything. Like, man, that's hard. That's super hard. And then for the state to say, no, now you have to pay us like thousands of dollars? Forget about it. You can't do it. You're already having a hard enough time struggling. Man, they do not want people to vote. Those white supremacists do not want people to vote. So they passed a law to say that ex-felons have to repay the state of Florida before they can get the right to vote again. So that's awful. That's an example of the Confederacy, white supremacy The old Confederacy is still alive today. There it is in Florida. Now you go over to Georgia. So in Georgia, Stacey Abrams in the 2016 or 2018 election faced off against Brian Kemp. And this Brian Kemp guy, at the same time he was running to be governor, he was also the Secretary of State. So as Secretary of State, that means he ran the elections. So the guy who runs the election is also running to win the election. So he did all sorts of shenanigans. He cut the voter rolls and had made people prove that they were still voters, but not everyone had to prove they were still voters. Just black voters had to prove they were still voters. He opened like a fraud case against the Stacey Abrams campaign like days before the election. Of course, the whole state was super gerrymandered. He closed polling stations in black neighborhoods, so they had to wait hours in line to vote at faraway places. The white supremacist operatives sent out bad information into the black community to like mess up their idea of what time to vote and where to vote. Oh my God, it was awful. And so even against all that massive tilting against her, Stacey Abrams came like that close to beating him. So she's coming back. She'll be back. Oh man, she'll be back. Yeah, she's not done. So yeah, but still, there's an example of white supremacy. Brian Kemp, he's a white supremacist, and he used his power to take control of Georgia again, against the will of the people, because white supremacists don't care about democracy. So what's another big thing going on? You know, the whole U.S. Department of Justice is corrupt at this time. At the top, the outlaw Billy Bar, who sits atop of the criminal justice, the Department of Justice. When he rose to power, Donald Trump picked him because he knew that Billy Bar was corrupt like Donald Trump. So Donald Trump picked Billy Bar to be the Attorney General, the top of the what's it called? Of the Department of Justice. So the outlaw Billy Bar, what he did as soon as he got into power is he killed the Mueller investigation. He forced the Mueller investigation to end. Of course, Mueller's not going to say, oh yeah, I was pressured to end. No, Mueller's an institutionalist. He totally believes in the institutions. And I think he foolhardily believed that Billy Bar would not be as corrupt as he is. But Billy Bar is uber super corrupt. Hold on, let me turn this down a little bit more. Billy Bar is super corrupt. Man, this is funny. Bedrock edition. I haven't played this in a long time. Ugh. Billy Bar. I think you're lost, dude. So the outlaw Billy Bar, he killed the Mueller investigation, or he ended it prematurely. And then what he did is he started an investigation into the investigation. He didn't take the Mueller report and go, oh my God, Mueller found all these crimes, I better look into these crimes. No! What the outlaw Billy Bar did, Billy Bar, is he looked at this report, it's like, oh my God, look at all these crimes. I better find out how, I better discredit the report so that these crimes go away. So what he did is he sent his Inspector General, his IG, Inspector General, to go look into the whole report itself to see if it was done correctly. He investigated the investigators, in other words. He wanted to make sure, Billy Bar wanted to make sure that everyone who did all their FBI work, that they weren't making things up and they weren't inserting their own biases. That's what Billy Bar sent out the Inspector General to do. So while the Inspector General wrote his report, Billy Bar and his right-wing padres started compadres started the rumor mill, right? They have Fox. Yeah. They have the right-wing media, right? The state media, Fox News. So what they did was they made a bunch of fake stuff, a bunch of rumors that the AG report was going to implicate all the people that did the investigation. They were all the right-wing Fox News and all the right-wing Breitbart, all those crazy people. They all insinuated, they all made reference to the fact that the IG report was going to totally paint FBI as corrupt and Mueller as corrupt, and the whole thing was just a big Democratic setup, and They had this huge rumor mill going the whole, like, months and months and months and months. And then finally the report comes out. And what the Inspector General says, no, it was pretty good. Everything looked pretty good. It was pretty clean. So AG Billy Bar, the Outlaw Billy Bar, that kills everything. They spent months building up the idea that this report was going to crush the FBI. And it exonerates the FBI. It says, no, you guys did a pretty good job. And so the Inspector General, the head of the FBI, the CIA, the head of everybody, right? The Department of Justice. But he's corrupt. And he didn't get the report that he wanted, saying that his own force was corrupt too. So since the report came back and says his force that under him wasn't corrupt, that, like, he needs to, like, get rid of that Inspector General. I think it hasn't happened yet, but Billy Barr already said, "Oh, I disagree with the Inspector General report. I disagree with your report. I think the FBI is corrupt." But he doesn't have proof, and his own Inspector General is like, "Yo, there's nothing there." So he's got it. All he has is bluster, just saying BS, and hoping that the people listening to his BS won't call him on it. And for the most part, he's right. If you're already predisposed, to believe Billy Barr, you're not going to fact check him. You're like I'm telling you, Putin and the right-wing media, Fox News, has this entirely separate universe that has no bearing to the actual facts. And it makes no sense to you unless you follow the crazy story that they're making. Oh, come on, really? Why does it power off here? Has it always done that? Huh. What if I go down here and reset it? Actually, I can't. Yeah, right there. Alright. So, how does this even stay powered if I switch it? It's been so long, I don't remember. And this doesn't work. This thing doesn't work really for Bedrock. Yeah, see, it doesn't work here either. It used to work, but I think it stopped working. Yeah, because it used to work. I don't know how. Let me think. Maybe if I put red... I kind of need... If I make this redstone bricks too, I need to get more redstone bricks. Do I have enough here? Shh, no. Why would I have redstone here? All right. Well, I was heading back to base. Now I gotta fix this thing. I think it's this one, the very, very first one. Okay. Yeah, I haven't played Bedrock since like I don't know, 2 or 3 updates. Oh, look, you can see the lighthouse here from here, Liberty Lighthouse. Oh, it's not lit up. I wonder if the redstone broke. Oh, I gotta go there. Wow, this is awesome with the view distance. I can see like really far. So yeah, Outlaw Billy Bar, super bad guy. Look at those drowned. Of course, there's no city there anymore. I mean, like, no villagers. Man, this world's messed up. What's this llama doing in here? Okay, I came for redstone. Redstone bricks, there we go. That'll do. Grandfather Grand Station, there we go. All right. Outlaw Billy Bar. Okay, yeah, the 2 narratives, and here's the thing. I know that it's a psyop against Americans, meant to divide Americans. Here, let me show you a little graphic that I found on Facebook that was being spread around Facebook. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up here. Okay, wait. No, wrong one. This like this. Infran view. Where's open with infran view? There we go. All right. So let me break this down. This is a little piece of propaganda. Let me stop this. All right. This is a piece of propaganda. It says this is probably the best words ever spoken. I mean, it's not spoken, but whatever. Oh, wrong button. Sorry, dude. There it goes. Okay. And it's sent by this guy named Jeff Durham. It looks like he's like, if you look closely at his symbols, I wonder if that is, it's like a skull. And like, I don't know what that is, but I wouldn't doubt if those are white supremacist symbols. But here, check it out. So, look at the way this is set up. It starts off with, in America, we have to press 1 to speak English. So the very, very first sentence tells you who to blame. So in America, we have to press 1 to speak English. So the people who this is not referring to, not talking about, are the non-English speakers. So what do they mean when they say non-English speaker? They mean non-white people. Right? There it is, right? That's the first hook, the dog whistle. Now, let's look at after that, the ones after that. After that, it says, in America, the homeless go without eating. In America, the elderly go without needed medicines. So look at all these other ones are go without. It's all go without. The first one is press 1 to speak English. Then all the other ones say go without. So the weakest have to go without. And then at the very bottom, it says, yet we donate billions to other countries before helping our own. So that's saying, uh, saying again, others, non-Americans. We donate billions to other countries without helping our own. So the rest is like, I have, have the guts to repost this. Right? It's like the reverse psychology. 99% of the people won't have the nerve to repost this. You're too chicken to jump off the bridge. You're just afraid. So the way this thing works, this is like propaganda. This is propaganda. This is how you spread hate. Because look at the first sentence tells you who to hate. So the next sentence is they stabbed you in the chest because with what's it called? That creeper makes me nervous. They stabbed you in the chest with emotion, right? Like the homeless go without medicines, the mentally ill go without treatment, our troops go without proper equipment, but they don't ever ask why. Why is that? Why do the elderly go without needed medicines? Why do the mentally ill go without treatment? Why do our troops go without proper equipment? Why do our vets go without promised benefits? Right? They never ask why because they've already given you the why. The why is the very first one. In America, we have to press 1 to speak English. You see what I mean? So at the very end, they like reinforce it. All right? They say, yet we donate billions to other countries. So they're trying to, that's talking crap about foreign aid, right? Foreign aid to other countries. When you look at the budget, it's hardly anything. It's like a tiny part of our federal budget, like maybe 1%. And Social Security is like huge part of it. The military is huge. So yeah, 1% is like nothing. And what we get for that 1% is ridiculous benefits. We get the goodwill of a whole bunch of countries. And they're more willing to put up with our crap and to go along with our plans if we help them out. And it costs us like nothing. So yeah, it's oh wait, I have to switch back. So it's like stupid. It's a stupid way of advancing hatred toward non-English speaking, non-white people. And it was spread on Facebook. And if you're predisposed to already not liking, if you're already got racist tendencies, that's gonna feed right into it, and you're gonna just eat it up. You won't even see you won't ever ask the why, because it's already in your head. It's the non-English speakers. Oh, it's because we help the poor countries. That's why. Right? No, that's not why. Like, if you want to look why, you can see, it's because Republicans have chronically underfunded the government while giving tax cuts to the rich, and has a campaign of punishing poor people. The GOP, Republicans, that's what they do. They just cut food stamps for a whole bunch of people. Donald Trump just cut food stamps because he could. Because he's a big fat jerk. Because he's a Republican. He's a fascist. That's why they do it. So now it works. See? Now it's powered. Although I don't know what happened last time. Oh, look. Now this problem. How did that break? All right, there we go. Really, I should redo the station. I need to fix it. Because this doesn't work. I mean, it kind of works, but not really. Here, let's go to Grandmother Station. Grandmother Station is great. That's like the best station. So George Zimmerman. Here's an example of white supremacy. George Zimmerman used white supremacy to make money from murdering Trayvon Martin. He made money off of it. He sold his likeness. He went on interviews. I think he sold a book. He sold the gun that murdered Trayvon Martin. He auctioned it off to a white supremacist for like $250,000. And now he's suing the family of Trayvon Martin for $100 million. Like that's white supremacy. And it doesn't matter if George Zimmerman is Hispanic. It doesn't matter, right? He's serving white supremacy. It's the ideas. Yeah, this is Grandmother Station. This is great. This is a station that it has only one way in and out, but the track selection system is different. And it's like a lot bigger, so I couldn't fit it in the same space. I'd have to really reconfigure it. But it has the same ending, right? This is the same right here. The ending is the same. It's just the double piston extender I'd have to fix. I have to basically change the whole station, the whole front part. Oh no, now I'm stuck. How do you get out of here? Do I have a door? No. Oh yeah, I made a bridge to this island for no reason. Oh, hello, Mr. Polar Bear. It is a very snowy day, isn't it, Mr. Polar Bear? I'm daring him to eat me. I'm attack me, I dare you. That's an awfully nice coat you're wearing. Yeah, no, not in real life. Okay. So, oh man, this is great. You can see far. Wow, I can see Pocky Point from here. That's amazing. That's super cool. Wow. Yeah, Minecraft is totally different when you extend the view distance. It makes a huge difference. It's not far at all. Well, I knew it, but when I first came out here, it felt like forever. Oh, look, there's a horse. I have a horse. That's hilarious. All right. Yeah, that law that George Zimmerman used is in effect throughout the Confederacy, the old Confederacy, but it's not in other states. I don't think it is. And if it is, it was because it was pushed by right wingers. Because that's the other thing. Pro Second Amendment tends to go along with white supremacists until the Black Panthers advocated that black people defend themselves and have firearms. And then California passed all these strict gun laws under Ronald Reagan. And because Ronald Reagan was the governor when he passed all those strict gun laws, he became a hero to the white supremacists. So I'm watching my cat to make sure he doesn't jump up on the computer desk when he's not supposed to. We do this every once in a while. He'll look up there and be like, yo, I forgot. He just did it now. And then he gets all wet, and then he's like, why am I all wet? Anyways. Lol, what am I doing here? Oh, that's right. I don't have an iron farm anymore. I have to be a little bit careful with iron. Okay, what was I talking about? Oh, here, let's get music again. Yeah, bad stuff is going on. So in addition to... Well, okay, so currently Donald Trump is being impeached. We're going through impeachment inquiry. And there are a bunch of law scholars that went up before the committee. The Judiciary Committee. And I didn't get to listen to it too much, other than to find out that Republicans were mostly there to derail the hearings. I don't know if they're still pushing the Russian conspiracy theory. Russia wants to push the conspiracy theory that Donald Trump won the election legitimately, so that America will take sanctions off its oligarchs. And Donald Trump wants to do it too. Wants to call the Russia investigation illegitimate, because it's going to uncover the fact that his election is illegitimate. It was aided by the Russians. Illegally. Oh, that's ice. I don't know why I'm walking. I could have taken a train. Oh, it's getting dark. It's getting dark. I am running. Oh man. Ah! Is there a boat? No boat. I'm gonna make a boat. Oh man, what? Okay, let me think. No, I forgot you make a shovel. That's so weird, bedrock. What? A boat! Ah! Alright, here. A boat. A boat. A bed, a boat. Okay, there we go. I mean, I didn't need a boat, but... Ah, I have a boat over here already. Stupid. Ah, see, this one works, the lighthouse. Alright. This is Democracy Station. This is the Rainbow Bridge. The Bifrost. Now I can make this go even higher. It would be easy. Let me sleep so these bats leave me alone. So it's pretty obvious that Donald Trump is a criminal, but the GOP they appear to be on board with Putin, because they keep repeating propaganda that comes out of Moscow. And this propaganda makes it so that you necessarily have to go against the United States government. And for a Confederate, that's easy. They're already against the United States government, the Union, because they're in service to the Confederacy. Yeah. This is cool. You can see really far. Wow, trippy. Hey, the wolf farm. Yay. My very first wolf farm. Yeah. Nice. A lot of wool in there. Not sorted. Where's my item sorted, dude? Come on. You can make an item sorted. It's easy. Yeah, item sorters are easy. I don't know what this is. What's this nonsense? I mean, I have to work it out, but yeah, it's not that hard. What else do I want to talk about? Yeah, so the United States has imprisoned a ridiculous number of brown children. The United States government takes these migrant and refugee children, separates them from their parents, and then puts them in the private prison facility, which means taxpayer money goes to private corporations to put kids in cages, and then adopt them out to American parents after they deport the parents. So it's like they're stealing children. That's like what an evil country does. The United States is doing it right now under the Trump government. So that's like the big thing today. There was like a big story about child endangerment and child abuse, and yeah, what they're talking about was the concentration camps that Donald Trump has set up for children. I mean, that's the only thing that could get people talking. You know, the media would be that a concentration camp for children. I mean, that would get the news going for sure. If concentration camps for kids under the Donald administration. All right. Well, yeah, I just wanted to rant a bit, I think. Like, things are kind of nuts. And here's the thing. Donald Trump is going to get removed one way or the other. He is trying to rig the election like he did last time. So we can't really guarantee the election because Donald's trying to rig it. And he's been trying for 4 years. And he's already rigged it once with Russian help, so I'm sure they've gotten better now. I mean, those 8 senators flew to Moscow on the 4th of July, 2018, to pledge allegiance to Putin. Already. So, and now those same senators are parroting the Moscow line. What's his face? Kennedy. Senator Kennedy is all repeating Moscow propaganda. Senator Paul Rand is repeating Moscow propaganda. You got Tucker Carlson on Fox saying, "Oh yeah, we should totally be friends with Russia." Like, they're on crack, dude. They're enemies. They're traitors. They're traitors. They have betrayed our nation. So we can't really guarantee the election. So we need to remove this guy. He needs to be removed from office. So impeachment is absolutely a necessity. We absolutely have to impeach him. But when the time comes for Donald to leave, whether it be by impeachment and removal or if he loses the election, I guarantee you Donald will not leave. He will not leave. Because Donald knows that prison awaits him the moment he's not president. He knows this. So he's not going to leave, and what he's going to do is he's going to call to this army that he's cultivated. You know, the people that pass around that meme, he's going to, it's going to be cultivated into their brain, this whole other alternative narrative that a coup is going on, and that it's illegitimate to use the Constitution to remove a president. Or it's illegitimate to remove a president when he's lost the vote. They lost the election. He'll make up something, and so he's going to implore his followers, his cult, to rise up in violence. I guarantee it. I guarantee that's what's going to happen. So our job is to limit as much as possible the number of people that listen to Donald Trump, because he is going to call for violence, and some people are going to listen. The white supremacists already have it in their head for a race war. They're going to do something crazy. And the longer this goes on, the worse it gets. Like, I don't want to see violence. That's why I'm doing this show, to try to tell as many people as possible, so that when that time comes, the fascists are going to be like, yo, there's not enough of us, and there's way more of them, we should back off. That's what we want. We want fascists to go away. Democracy Station. Democracy Station! Swamp Guard Mountain, let's do that. Yeah, oh, I'm gonna look up her name real quick. I mean, profile. So Trayvon Martin's mother is running for a seat, and I think people should donate to her campaign. I can't find it now. Yeah, there it is. Let's see. Sybrina Fulton. Sybrina Fulton is running for county commissioner in Miami, Florida. So I told you that the white supremacists control Florida. Well, this is a way to take back control. We can take back control through the vote. And the vote works. And we know it works. That's because if it didn't work, then they wouldn't try so hard to take the vote away. So we have to help Sybrina Fulton take the seat in Miami. Now people might say, "Oh, that's just a county seat." Well, politics is grassroots, from the bottom up. So yeah, you need the small offices before you can move on to the big offices. That's great. I am all about Sybrina. I've already donated myself to Sybrina Fulton, her campaign. So I implore you. Next year the primaries are coming up, and after the primaries are the campaign. So let's help her out in the primaries to get on the ballot, and help make Florida a free state. We can do it if we stick together. The fascists are trying to break us to pieces. They're trying to break us up. Yeah. Just like Russia. Russia's trying to break up the Democratic bloc. Well, the fascists are trying to break up the American bloc here. They would love a civil war, because that breaks up America. That would wreck America. Yeah, they would love a civil war. So no, we don't want a civil war. We don't want violence. We want the Nazis to go away. Nazis, go away. All right, America. I think that's enough. I have to go to work tomorrow, and I've been talking way too long. So, thanks for listening, and keep on keeping on, because I think we'll do it. Hang in there. All right. Peace. PoGokeRo out. Stop streaming.